Hey gang, good time zone to you. Welcome. We are gonna throw down with the Tinker's Cube once more here. I was telling chat before I hopped onto the YouTube spiel that my successes in this format have been with various shades of aggressive white decks, and I also had a very killer blue-red spells deck that even it ran the 6 mana enchantment, the storm enchantment, and I think it would have been good, but I never landed it and then untapped and played something. I tended to win before it was relevant, but the deck just bought a ton of time with bounce, interaction, and burn, and then just took over with card advantage in the late game. It was pretty straightforward that way, but that was powerful. Beyond that, though, I've just been recognizing that the interaction is tough to come by, and so I want to prioritize that. Make sure I have stuff to interact with my opponent's permanents. I like white for that. I think part of the reason I keep ending up in white is because of the Oblivion Ring style exile anything type effects that you can find. You can find Oblivion Exile Anything style effects for sale at cardkingdom.com if you want to build your own cube or just get some staples for your next constructed brew. Keep my sponsor in mind, won't you please? When you use my affiliate links, they know you got there from here. Helps keep me on the air. So, what do we got here? Disciple of the Sun, 3/3 lifelink. 2-for-1 lifelinker. Faithless Looting says hat. I don't know. It's a thing. I don't just throw it in any red deck. You got to have a reason. I don't think I want to start there. Pouncer. Cutting the only aggressive white card. Mono white, anyway. There's Knight of Autumn. Cavalier is also pretty powerful. But yeah, Baron is interaction, and there's also not a lot of blue here. I'm in for that. I'll take the Baron as interaction and as a lightly represented color in the pack. So it's something we can potentially cut and keep open down the road. We'll see. No blue in this pack either, though, so it will continue to be easy to cut. Interaction-wise, we got a Faith's Fetters. And potential to wheel something like a Fairy Guide Mother or even a Cave if people are not into the white deck. Solidarity has been good for me. A lot of the white decks are go wide. But I was just talking about O-ring effects. This is what I mean. I mean, it doesn't exile, but the thing is that white's interaction tends to be permanent based, just like non-land, and we got it. So I'm in for Fetters. Yeah, Pelt Collector is solidly aggressive and does its thing well, but interaction, and I have been successfully leaning white. I'm going to do that. Pablo and JC are into the Pelt Collector. Again, showing that this is kind of an aggressively leaning format. I mean, all the Pelt Collector needs, though, is green creatures, right? I mean, I don't know what support means other than there's other green creatures you can draft. Pathways, powerful fixing. We got a Pteramander that goes to blue-white skies and blue-red spells. Arcane Subtraction is interaction, and learning continues to be powerful here as it was previously. Augur, we're not in for yet. We need to make sure we're really this deck. Bone Splitter could make this deck. If we end up like blue-white, go wide aggro, Bone Splitter does do some work. And Dragon Master is a good call in that whole thing of it's hard to... There's not a lot of interaction here, so Dragon Master can just get going. And if we were already in red, I think I'd be with you on it. But the fact that we have colors already gives me a little leaning there. I don't want to over marry what we've got going on, but cutting, this is interaction. Not a lot of good counter spells in the format either. So I'm fine with a neutralize here, actually. And continuing to cut blue and try to set up a good second pack. I'm not getting, I mean, not getting signals that it's not there. All right. White has been pretty absent since the fetters. Got to keep that in mind. But we can just take a chart course here. Inspiration. Yeah, green is looking pretty open. Inspiration, though, is very strong. And chart, both blue cards are good, for sure. Chart especially. But inspiration is very powerful to still be here. Yeah, this is a build around that can really get you there in the long game. But I'm going to go with my interaction leanings. And kind of rewarded here, we've got a Soul Seer. Lightning Axe is also interesting, but Soul Seer starts to put me more towards the blue-red spells side of town. And that's fine. The loses indestructible is good too. I mean, this can pick off like a Heliod that's become a creature. So I'm taking it. Hornswoggle and Crash Through and Annihilation are all fine for where we're headed in terms of blue-red. But I'm going to take the dual land. I love casting spells. These are fine, but not... like, it's not even like a Soul Seer or an Inspiration. Like, if it were this level of interaction, it would make it a tough call, but it's not. This is a decent counter spell and just effectively play this to cycle stuff into your yard. We're going to take fixing. And looks like this lane is pretty open. I'm kind of in for more fixing for it though taking, like Slitherblade is interesting. Go for Blood, I like in this deck because you can cycle it. You like Sulphur Falls? I like Guaranteed Enters Untapped. But I suppose this is going to be pretty darn guaranteed. That's fair. I'm going to take more fixing. Interesting to see the Disciple of the Sun here. It was one of the only white cards, and like we took Faith's Fetters, I think. Or no, there was an aggressive white creature, yeah. So anyway, only one white creature was taken. History for a splash, or really Butcher for a possible splash, although that's a double splash. That seems unlikely. So yeah, we'll take History as maybe a single splash that could get there. And move Fetters out, although we could splash both of those with the right lands. None of this here is right for us, though. Maybe the Aspirant, like when you ever sacrifice a permanent, really that's a treasure plant. There's a lot of treasure, and there's potentially treasure within this archetype. And the only other thing here for us is a Chapel or a Dragster. So I'm going to take the Aspirant and see if we end up with the tools. Foundry would help with this splash, but Arcane Subtraction good enough that I think we should just grab it. Interaction and gives us another lesson. We just have to make sure we pick up some lessons here. Although the rummage effect isn't even that bad. And I'll take this one here. We might end up with, if we end up with treasure, you can do things like splash lessons. We'll cut some fixing. Not really a card for us. So, I don't know. This is a medium start. We'll see where it goes with this pack. I like this Thriving Bluff. Maybe we'll wheel that. I'm going to open on our Sailor. Come sail away. Come sail away. You like Dream Strix? Goblin Dark Dwellers is worth calling out. Free spells is cool, but I've seen this go around. I think we wheel that. I'm going to take the Sailor. Experimental Overload is our plan. Finale could be, but this is another one that wheels. Not many decks actually want this as card draw. Like generally, if you're in blue looking for card draw, you can do better than X blue. But if you can ramp to the 10, it's doing something different, right? But we're just going to take the Overload. This is fine. Yeah, I see the finale wheel all the time. It's not an amazing card for just any deck. I thought this was the one that if you had played a spell, it's 3 mana. I kind of want that one. But Lavamancer or Fiery Temper is also good. Ooh. Tempermancer, really. I'll go with the one that is on point. And yeah, we can look for more rummaging, especially, you know, even if we subtract away the Fiery Temper, that's fine. Curiosity for the early drops or the Everwise. I actually had this in the red-blue deck that I went 7 wins with, but I cut it because I really wasn't discarding much. If you're not doing the discard thing, just having an X3 where X is big-ish is not really that important. That being said, we're early pack 2, so we could take it and try to prioritize that stuff. And if we might wheel the Double Vision or the Curiosity, and we can consider those. I'm going to take this and try to build around it, but yeah, it works with Learn. That's a good point. This is a disappointing looking pack given the lane we tried to carve out here. Doesn't look like it's really as open as we hoped. So we'll take the Rogue, but this is not a great pick here. Yeah, I don't know how to read into this, whether we missed a lane. I mean, in pack 1, we had a late pick that looked like blue-red was perfect. Like, wow, can we take this pack, please, right? Here's a card I've been liking for my aggressive blue-white decks, for sure. Spinner, not really where we're at, but I mean, we could take this Monoscallion and it would slot in, I suppose. But let's take it and try to make some tokens here. Breeding Pool, but let's grab it in a... Oh, Careless Celebrant is a real card, but I need to get some lessons. So I'm going to... I want the Celebrant. Also slots in at 2, where we're a little low. Anybody want the Celebrant over the Lesson? Yeah, maybe I take the Celebrant. Yeah, we actually have some decent rummage tools with the Everwise. Love the Meteor Golem, love the Vizier here. Copying stuff twice is pretty busto, but Gutter Snipe is kind of what we're doing. It's like a deck backbone. If they don't kill it, we win kind of thing. So I'm going to take it. Oh, cool. Thriving Bluff came around. Hollow One, if we were really doing the cycling thing, could be interesting, but we're going to take the Fixing. Be happy about that. As figured, the Revelation wheels, but so does Evolving Wilds, and maybe we just want the Wilds. Again, I don't know who this is for, and I'm going to take the Fixing. I just don't know what I'm trying to do with that card. And then Practical Research this late suggests, all right, maybe we are in the right lane, or a decent lane. And the Double Vision comes back, we got to try, right? Although Hallowed Fountain does set up additional ability to splash the fetters and whatnot. And we have the Evolving Wilds. Well, I guess I took the Double Vision, so there you go. Mirari Conjectures where we're going to start here, and then we're going to wheel the Creative Outburst. I do love me a Battlecry Goblin. But between Mirari and Double Vision, I just want to now super lean into the spells and just do it. So we're going to try hard. We want cheap instants and sorceries, so Conjecture always has a target. Like, I'm going to try to not play the Whirler Rogue in this deck. Try to not play the Aspirant in this deck. Don't know about the Spinner yet. It probably has a home here. I think twice will do over choking, which will wheel anyway. Pop quiz, teachings, nah, Pyro. Pyro, this is powerful too in a world where people run out of removal. Krenko is just like, well, I can win this game then. But Pyro can also do the same thing. Pyro unchecked in this type of deck spits out goblins similarly. Pop quiz, though, love to see that wheel. Lorehold Command, if it comes around, might continue to work that white splash. On that front, Glacial Fortress could help with that over basically nothing. I mean, Charmbreaker isn't nothing. In fact, it kind of does go in this deck. Should this be our top end? I mean, it's technically kind of here for us, but kind of like Glacial Fortress wheel Charmbreaker. But maybe he'll do it the other way around. Take Charmbreaker and hope to wheel the Fortress. We'll see. Ooh, Mastery is kind of really the thing. So is Stolen by the Fae. Captain Lannery fits well in these types of decks. So does Jeskai Elder. But it's got to be one of these two. I think we'll just take Mastery. Yeah, Stolen is interaction, but Mastery's the dream. I like it. JC with Stolen for interaction, Pablo with Mastery for the dream. Well, I guess we're dreaming here. This is good for us too, right? Discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards for each non... Yeah, this works with our Legend. So we're doing that thing. I want that Spirit Summoning, but we're going to grab this. Deck of Many Things. Fun. Temple of Triumph continues to tempt us into the potential white splash lane, but Augur is doing the thing. So we'll just do the thing that's the thing. Wizardry over weaponry. This is this is interaction, which I've said is important, but Wizardry is a really nice card for this deck. So I'm going to take the Wizardry narrowly over the medium interaction there. And we got our Outburst back. That's great to see. Wouldn't mind this Forgotten Cave. Speaking of red caves. Anybody who's listening to the song of the day today, we was a forgotten red cave. Here's that Tethers. We also take a Nexus, but Tethers is on plan. All right, we did wheel the command, but we wheeled the Krenko, and I think we just randomly throw in a Krenko, and sometimes it'll just like win us a game. Late interaction. I like a deadweight. If you're black, you got to pick this kind of thing up. Take out things like my Pyromancer or the young Pyromancer especially. I don't know what this is, but we'll take a look. I think it's a Minotaur thing. Tough cuts, but not that many of them because we picked up some lands. So we're really at 17 lands, we're only cutting 3. Our creature count doesn't really matter here. What really matters is the instant sorcery count at 12. I don't want that to go any lower if I can help it. But it's awkward because we have like a couple of enchantments that are neither creatures nor spells to interact with. Ethereum Spinner, I think we can let go of as, yeah, there's some of it, but not a lot. Not a lot. So we'll cut that. Really think we want all of this, so it's just like, what's our worst creatures? which is a tough call. I like them all. Yeah, I'm not actually worried about the creature count as much as I'm actually worried about the instant sorcery count. We did get some lessons, and we got at least one, right? We got a containment breach if we make some treasure. I don't even know if we got treasure making in the end. I mean, creative outburst, but that's not the plan. I don't think we really have treasure making. So containment breach is unlikely, but we do have, where is it? Oh, did we not take it? Maybe I didn't take it. What do we take over the, +3/+3, the anatomy? I can't remember now. Must have been good. So we could just cut the Everwise. What if we go, I want to look at Oracle text that says discard and see where we're really discarding. Like, we're not really discarding this. This is great with Everwise, so is Augur. So these three are good with Everwise, and then don't we have a cycling? Yeah, usually I thought Oracle text discard would get us the cycling because it's in the reminder text, but maybe not. So we have 2 cyclers and then 3 creatures. Yeah, but yeah, and the learn. That's what I'm thinking about. All that stuff. So we have 2 of those, right? Maybe that's enough. Well, what do you want to cut? We could be greedy and go to 16 lands. Our only expensive card is really we got Charmbreaker and Creative Outburst. Don't have a ton of just natural card drawing. Yeah, Charmbreaker might be a little much. And yeah, Baron is not a bad call either. If we really do want to keep our instants and sorceries, something's got to go. What if we cut the Devils and the Baron? How does this look? Mirari's so busted when it goes off. I'm not cutting it. It's too fun. More fun than Charmbreakers. With card draw and things we have things to do with our mana, so I think it's correct to stay at 17, if not find a way to go to 18, really, with a deck like this, but we'll stick with this. And ever cycling forever. Conjecture, double vision. Just call it seeing double. Let's do that, then we can move on. Find some sweet sleeves. We got so many sweet sleeves now. Let's go with these. Is this right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess we want more blue than red by 1 because of our blue 1-drops, so this seems right. It's a reasonable build around, Hat. I don't know if I trade Igneous for Chartacourse, though. I think we have card draw, and again, as always in this format, it seems good interaction is hard to find. So, I like it. Oh, Bruticus, it's very much win more, but it's legit in a deck like this. If you cast even just 2 spells after the double vision, you're happy. You've gotten the value. And then if you go 3+, you should just win and win easily. But it's 5 mana do nothing, so maybe we get rolled while we're trying to find our next spell. All right, we'll keep this. I think we start with Bluff, because I wouldn't mind drawing another land. So I don't want to thin my deck of lands. Just a narrow tiebreaker. But now we will go fetch a second blue source. And probably just flash in the Sailor. Yeah, you want to run this out? I just like running this out at end of turn. Then they don't have any, then they can't interact anyway. Let's see if I can find it. It's not playing. Oh, my Stream Deck is not pleased at the moment. Or am I in the wrong scene? Oh, I'm in the wrong scene, that's why. Hold on.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Partial free Millhouse, but this is what I'm looking for. Now then, Tethers can cycle for 2, so I'm going to go Terramander and cycle Tethers for this turn. That's what I love about the Millhouse meme, that things actually aren't going great for Millhouse. It's just like this minor upside to an ongoing disaster. Yeah, I guess I could have tapped down the map. I thought it was creatures. Oh, it is creatures. Hey, I read and you didn't. All right. Now we can Mountain Augur up to 2 cards and draw that many. So we don't have to discard 2. We can just discard the 1 land. That seems fine. And do we want another mountain? I think we'll do another island and see what we get out of this. I want these 2, though. Although we could make an argument to ditch the research and just get it back with the overload. Yeah, it's true, Hat, but we could also just cast it and then get it back later, right? I mean, we could ditch it now, but we're a turn away, assuming we get more land from just casting the thing and then getting it back. So I'm going to be greedy and do that. Well, I've greeted away my lands, and now I got 2 5-drops. We'll see if we'll see how this works out. But if we get a land, I'm totally going to drop Double Vision, and we're going to try to make it a thing. And if we don't get a land, we might just Spectral Sailor looking for one, honestly. Edict. What do we care least about here? Terramander gets big, but is probably a ways from doing so. Sailor is just going to draw us action. Might even be just the Augur. Like, this isn't going to get super big anytime soon, and the Terramander might. But yeah, Augur gets big naturally. Terramander gets bigger, but requires some effort later. So, tough to... I think it's one of these two, and I'm not sure which. I guess since I'm going to be doing other things with my mana, I'll ditch the Terramander and keep the thing that gets bigger without us spending any mana on it, right? We just cast our spells and it works. Yeah, it's a close one, Chef. I'm not sure how I'll feel about that in the end, but I like double vision into this hand. I'm going to leave the Augur back. Yeah, it's like the Flyer is better in terms of being a bigger creature that will close out the game faster. I just feel like my mana is going to be busy, that's all. Oh, Mana Tithe would be rough if it were in the set. I'm not sure it is. I don't know. Treasure time for Oppo. We're both going to try to extract some value out of our cards. Oppo getting extra value here. We're going to just try to double up all of our future spells. Hope that Oppo can't naturalize or, you know, disenchant the double vision. I have really grown to hate this card. I've had it a couple times, and I've loved it then, but overall, this card is just so freaking annoying. And we don't have anything for it yet. So I'm going to go Practical Research main phase here. I'm going to draw 8 cards and discard a few of them. So I don't care if we win or lose now because I'm doing this. Oh man, obviously we'd love to discard this to this and use it, but we don't have the spare red for it. So I'm gonna choose... Yeah, I think Land in Everwise is the right choice. We're gonna decline. We don't really have spells to discard. I don't want to discard the Overload. That's going to be too relevant. I know we're not putting any of our extra juice in the yard yet, but we're doing this again, so hold on. Yeah, now I think we ditch the Outburst, and then now that's the thing we get back with the Overload. Really amazing. We didn't... I mean, we ditched one of the lands, but of 8 cards we drew, only one of them was a land. And now we can send in the Augur at 3/4 trample. They need to put 2 spiders on it to kill it. So, and then the Sailor's getting in. Well, no, not sorry. The Reach says Sailor's not getting in. Forgot that. But yeah, I think we send in the Augur. Now, this tramples. Do I get the Planeswalker dead before the loyalty goes up? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Yeah. That's pretty huge. Whew. Now I feel great.
Subdue what I demand.
All sorts of frightening stuff. looks like we have an inspiration target. Kill the hippie and charge in, or we could just actually just go after. Let's see. We do this. We play the land, and with doubling the double vision, we get dead planeswalker, dead hippie, and that's all fine. And then we learn twice. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's start here, and then we can actually ditch the temper to kill something else. Pyro first. I should read. Do we have enough for it all? If we do one, we have 3 red. Oh, you just want to do it with the fiery temper. Sure, we can do that. Oh, you're talking about different pyromancer. Oh yeah, this pyro, sure. But this one is interesting as well. There's so many possibilities here, right? So, because this does something very similar. I mean, we could pitch this and ditch the temper, right? And then still cast the pyromancer, although that uses too much red. We don't have enough. We needed 4 red for that move. But I like forking the temper. And that means we don't have any other... We can't play the pyro, though. So, I'm going to do this. It's funny, you all were telling me to play this one. I mistook you for meaning this one, and then thinking it through, I actually like this one. We'll ditch this, and at this point, Experimental Overload can go, I think. You like Celebrant? Yeah, I guess this is the thing doing the least. You're right. More mountains. I can't remember if I played a land yet, but maybe we could play the Pyromancer after the fact here. Or the... Hold on, let me focus. Seems reasonable.
Come back from this.
That's the idea, that you can't come back from this. Not blocking with this, so I'll attack. Got good fodder for a Chainer's Edict now. And next turn should get pretty fun also. Thwart. What's Oppo gonna thwart? Hippie. Yeah. 1 hippie, not a big deal. Yeah, Pyro Inspiration is our next turn, followed by Conjecture into Madness. Cycle away some of this land. And what do we want dead? Channeler pretty strong. Probably these two, and then Orator's just a 2/2. Start with the Channeler. Sacrifice a creature. Well, I have an option for that. And we want to go to our hand and pitch. And we want to demoralize our opponent into a scoop. Yes. Yes. Tough deck to play, lots of little choices, but that's a good thing. Yes, right out of the gate we did the thing. Hard to complain about that. Nice. What'd you get in the box topper? We'll keep this. We have Think Twice on 2 if nothing else, but I'm also looking ahead to dropping Everwise, cycling away this for treasure to draw a card, and then eventually mastering this. I mean, we don't even have to overload it. We could ditch this for treasure and use this to cast this for 4 out of the graveyard. That's pretty strong. And we did find our 3rd land as well. So maybe just want to cycle this on 2, although it does mean we don't get that slight cycle value out of the Everwise.
Welcome, Professor.
To the pop quiz.
Good afternoon, Dr. Jones.
That's Professor Snape.
Give me some skin, bruh.
So I think I'm just going to think twice here. And see if the Everwise lives to see untap. I like Inspiration here. We can rummage with that if Everwise lives as well. Boo Ernst. We can still cycle this and cast it, but we got some other stuff to do now. Boy, lots to do here. We could Pyro. We could cycle the treasure and cast the Pyro. Cast Kinetic Augur and ditch stuff. We could also just Wizardry and start moving in the Wizardry direction. This is a tough call. Oppo getting big here with mana. What do we want to discard if we play this? Probably just go ahead and discard the Outburst, not for treasure. And maybe even the Pyromancer at that point. But let's start this. Outburst for sure. And then what else? I really think it is Pyromancer. Yeah, I know I don't have to, but I want land. And this does have graveyard action, right? So it's kind of like putting a spell in the graveyard too. Ugh, 2 top. Don't love to see that. But now I'm going to try to work towards Mastery Greed and just see if we can't dump a bunch of spells successfully here into the yard for Mastery nonsense. We're at 5, and I like sending, see what they've got. We've got Wizardry that we can play on defense if we want to. Although we might not even want to block with them. Just turn around and surprise him with aggro. Like, do we want to trade a 1-1 prowess for a 2-1 when instead we could actually just prowess these up into real threats? I think for 2 damage we don't bother yet. Maybe we get some real threat action out of them, and if we peter out of spells, then we can do this. Although imagine Goblin Wizardry with a overloaded Mastery. I attack you with 2 12-12s. Oh, wait, you're already dead? Oh, well, they were 12-12s. Whenever this or another creature with flying enters, gain life equal to power. They haven't shown a lot of life gain synergies, so that's just an annoying amount of life. But right now I'm still on Wizardry, Untap, and Soul Seer the Archon. Maybe do something else like Tethers to tap this. We'll see, though. If we draw a land, we could also think twice again, or just Inspiration. We'll see. And yeah, I'm not going to take a trade there. We're going to try to do some damage with these wizards. All right, we found a land. It's not going to enable a 2 spell, but we can cycle the tethers. I like searing the redemption, and cycle the tethers later. Oppo pause on 2 mana. Let's see what it's about. Oh, is it? 3 mana. Boo, Urns. Wow. Well, that sucked. We have tethers to tap down. That just gets in an extra 4. I'm going to do that, sure. Gets an extra 5 because we get a point off here as well. Overload, strong. We can get back the Soul Seer if we want, or the Creative Outburst if we're close. We can also, again, just Mastery the Outburst. That's a lot of life, gotta say. Frustrating. Oh, where were you? Overload on 4. Well, we don't even need to do the Seer. If we're going to do that, we can just do the Outburst. Cast that for free. That seems fine. I was going to try to be greedy on this, but they've done some good work here with the Archons, so let's get rid of one of them. And then we have Overload to get something back. Well, if we experimental overload back the Seer, we don't even get to cast it this turn. I'm not going to be super greedy here. And yeah, we can get the Mastery back later. Of course, we won't be casting the Creative Outburst at that point, but this is fine. Ooh, let's put Subtraction in hand. Have we played a land this turn? I gotta remember where I'm playing my lands, because it does matter here in terms of what we have available to us. But I'll take the Subtraction. It's a lot of land we're putting on the bottom. Just doing this to get extra damage through. And it pumps up, so we kill it. I didn't even think about that. This worked out better than I even thought. I mean, I knew it the whole time. It was all part of the plan. That's why I'm so good. We don't have to discard anything. Oh, we do, though, don't we? It doesn't just let us. So I'm tapped out. I'm going to go ahead and ditch the Neutralize. We can decline? I don't think you can. I guess I could have gotten the containment. I could have gotten the green lesson, but it doesn't let you decline. Really? All right, my bad. I think that was fine, though. Think Twice plus Inspiration alone is 3 powered goblin wizards. So right now they're in at least a must block situation. They'll trade knight for the augur, and a 3/3 chumps the 2/1 chumps a 3/3. We get in for 3, and then hopefully their board is gone. Although this is a thing. They can let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they went for Lorehold. Okay. Now they got some life, so that's not going to do it immediately, but we could still do that plan. Double vision certainly sets up a tough road for Oppo. If they can get some life gain, this knight has trample. You mean this has trample? Yeah. So we could still. Yeah, it feels like double vision over the long game just gets it done. So let's just do that. Put this on blue since we've got a lot of that. Toss this out here. And just hold. If they don't stop the double vision, we have so much damage waiting here. Graveyard to your hand. I like how the art is throwback to the what am I looking for? Eternal Witness. I like little throwbacks. So now they've got a known Hornswoggle, but we're not going for creatures. Interesting choice. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we can do both of these. Is there something better than the inspiration? Not really. Just checking. We could... Wait, we can overload... Tethers is 4 mana. Almost a win just off getting overload in Tethers. But we'll go... Maybe I'll go Inspiration, and we will overload to get the Tethers. And then it's pretty strong against whatever they come up with next turn. Or, yeah, just get Inspiration back. But we're going to go all face, and now I want to ditch this land, looking for a different one. And we can decline to do anything, as observed, which I think I'm going to decline here. And this is where can get a lot of things back here, but we're just going to get the Inspiration again. And see if they can deal with all this damage. If they have no lifelink, I can kind of force some action here. They need to put at least 4 toughness on this or they're dead. That would be like the Witness. Although the Witness, yeah, I don't even care about Eternalize. And this trades with everything too, so I'm going to send. Just continue to show them some problems. Oh, and then they just gave us the win. I don't know if they read the trample. Always give them a chance to screw up, I guess. I think we had that anyway, but there you go. Once again, challenging just to find the right line. Maybe it's all roads lead to victory, but some roads are better than others, and it was tough to figure out what the best road was there. Yeah, doubling up the interaction is especially nice given the generally low interaction available in the format. So turning your double vision into ongoing extra interaction is quite good. But we also, you know, double vision going off looks so powerful, but you got to remember you just spent 5 mana and a card and a turn to set it up. It really does have a high setup cost, but you can see how quickly it pays itself back. Doesn't require many spells before you got your value back. Still pretty win more though, and I would, if we were best of 3, I would take it out against aggro. If we run against an aggro deck, we're going to find that doing nothing on 5 might be too punishing. So I've been exploring my new pro tools, and I do have the killer app. You know, I've been struggling to list stuff in my store as fast as I want because frankly, listing stuff is a chore. I got to assess the condition of the card. I got to type in the card name, all that stuff. And now I've gotten this access to Pro, which means that TCG takes more of a chunk of my retail, but I get scanned a list, which is really nice. Hey, Silver Lining, welcome. So I'm looking for, after I'm done streaming today, I'm going to list like a madman. I got to make more money, and that just means listing more cards, honestly. All right, this looks good. We got all the combo-ish stuff going here. We get to cast the Everwise and then Augur with a free red mana. Pitching Fiery Temper with Everwise out would be great. A card called Paladin. All right, at least Hoarder doesn't have like Death Touch, so we can play our Everwise and block without it overtly threatening death, although they play a land and we don't have blocks because of the Paladin. Pally, Threat of Activation, strong here. But we just need to survive to get our action on. It'd be nice to find something to do next turn that's not the Augur, because I really want to Augur when I can pay the red on that Madness. We didn't really get there, though. So now... if I just hold tight here, I think that's going to be rough. So I'm going to go ahead and got 2 red, 2 blue. I want 3 red. I guess we have a pretty red hand, so I'm going to play out Pathway on red, and then I'm going to Augur away Mountain. And then next turn, well, maybe we don't want to Augur away anything. I think I'm going to risk it, though. Also, I want to discard something because it triggers Everwise. So, really, I can discard 2, draw 2, but I don't want it. I want all 3 of these. So I'm going to just ditch the 1. All right, found the extra land. Glad to see that. Can we survive? I was saying it's a little rough to beat aggro here. And they do have treasure to spend, so they could make Death Touch. So I'm just going to say no blocks. All right, now we're kind of in for it, and we're showing exactly what I said. Like, double vision has a real cost. It was powerful in the first 2 games. Now it's basically unplayable for us, and we are on Fiery Temper, the Siege Gang, just so we don't die. I wish I had a way to discard this. But I don't, so I'm not going to mess around. We got to kill the commander. At least we get some power on our creatures, so now they threaten these as well. We can at least threaten to trade off for the Hoarder. They have to activate Paladin to do so. So we're up against it, but not dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
All right, they did not play anything, and now we have a chance to really answer their board here. We're gonna play Krenko and just cross fingers. This is a good draw. I expect, frankly, against red-black Krenko to die, but they're not attacking with ease into this. So let's see if Krenko lives and gives us an easy stabilization. Then if we can just set up a hidden Krenko, we're golden. But be prepared for Krenko to die. If it doesn't... Okay, Blood Artist also really strong. But we're gonna try and get him. They do have the one pump here, so I can't block with Krenko. Where do we want to go with this pump? I guess we can let the Augur go. Might even need to just let the Everwise go, like make a couple of these, because it doesn't pump toughness, so we can get some trades for these 1 toughness critters. If we go, so in that case, I might as well do it like this. Then they can pump this to kill it if they want, but they can't even pump this to kill. So we'll try this 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So we go to 5 with a crap ton of creatures. So like we gotta figure out how to get rid of the Blood Artist, or we just die to that. So maybe we have to mastery just to get the Fiery Temper to kill the artist. Which is not what you want to do with Fiery Temper, but it's better than die-in, right? Gutter Snipe is a goblin for the Krenko, but we don't end up with enough mana to do everything we want in that case, so we're going to mastery to not die. That'll do. That was just always going to happen. One problem with that play, of course, is we've exiled our one thing that was giving our creatures power. But, you know, are we just dead? Are we? I don't think so. Oh, maybe because of unblocked. Yeah, this probably gets them. We needed to kill 2 things. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I rolled over it, but let's make him see it. I think we're just dead. They're dead if they see it, and I would expect them to. Although that has reduced them to 1 pump. Still might be enough. Yeah, 1 pump still enough. Nice aggro, Oppo. Knew that was going to be tough for us. An aggressive opponent on the play. So that loss, not super surprising. And we could have held if we just found some of our burn, more of our burn. Again, proving, you know, demonstrating the importance of interaction around these parts. Wait, did we just face this? I think we just faced this Oppo. So, revenge, maybe? I don't know. Don't love it. forcing me back against the same aggro deck. Thanks, Wizards. Can you please get your shit together and stop pairing me against identical opponents in the same event? Should not happen. Didn't used to happen. You busted it, and you haven't fixed it. It pisses me off. Come on. Prioritize the bug. Are they really going with that line of bullshit? I mean, this is really tilting me right now. Well, this is your feature, Wizards? Tilting the hell out of me by facing a bad matchup twice in a row because you can't get your shit together? It used to work, Wizards. It didn't do this before, and now it does. What a joke. What a joke. Nobody wants that feature, Wizards. Nobody. Not even the people currently taking advantage of it with better interactions. So dumb. Yeah, it's not. I mean, come on. I'm not talking about weirdo edge cases where after 5 minutes or whatever, you're like, fine, play again. Even then, I'd be okay with saying, nope. We take our events seriously here, and in a real event, you don't play the same opponent twice. That doesn't happen. All right, Inspiration's going to do some real work here. We're going to pitch a land to the Rummage and draw, thanks to the Everwise. And we need to kill the most important thing here, which is actually probably the Lavamancer. So let's do that. It also gets our Everwise up to 2 power, which doesn't suck. Oh, we didn't get our discard because of that. That sucked. Man. Just getting worked over by this Oppo. They're willing to offer this because they have the munitions to finish this off. We're going to say no block. We get another shot at crankoing it up here, which I guess we should take. We don't have the tools. I guess we even do have instant sorcery. Could go conjecture to start getting stuff back. But since they haven't been willing, I guess they could now sack a bunch of stuff to kill this, but we don't be okay with that. Maybe I need to just make them sacrifice 3 things to kill the mob boss. Gotta do this. I just think we're gonna lose this game again. This is a terrible matchup for us, and I know this because I just had it, Wizards. I just faced this terrible matchup, but thanks for the feature that lets me face a terrible matchup back to back. So I'm willing to block here. If they want to sack 2 of these things to kill the Everwise, they can do that. I shouldn't have to, though, Pablo. That's my point. I shouldn't have to. I don't want workarounds. I want wizards to get their shit together. Could cycle the neutralize for a draw. We could mastery something. Mastery, not worth it here. We should just conjecture if we're going to do that. We're also at 10, facing munitions and a lot of aggro here, so then maybe we just have to do it. Yeah, actually, I think we have to. Again, I got to be a grown-up here about this. And they get to counter our learn again, but we're going to make them do it, and might as well not give them a treasure. Take the chief out. And now neutralize at least cycles to make this out of the blue 2 power, and we can draw a card. I'm going to just pass and cycle. And if they don't do anything devastating here, maybe we can stabilize on the upkeep on the on our next turn. If we block here, they're basically saying they're willing to munitions to finish it off, but we'll get one more card out of it, so I like preserving our life total and saying Everwise did the job it was going to do this game. Now, with 7 mana, we can conjecture and think twice. That's cute, but we just take some damage. I think we got a gutter snipe and think twice. And then, any other instance? We have neutralize to get back. We don't have any sorceries now is one of our problems. We have a turn to try and find it in that case. So I'm going to go snipe and twice. And decide if we want to trade off the snipe for this knight. We're pretty low on life, but we can start getting there. We'll probably draw a card and decide off that. Ugh. Hey, it's what Oppo beat us with last game. We like to play best of one around here because it gives us a variety of opponents. What a crock of shit. I'm going to drop many S-bombs here because that's what this is. Crock shit. Got to temper the commander and then conjecture. Right now we're at a virtual 2 and holding the subtraction to reduce our damage, our virtual to, virtual 4 is not the best. How do we, I guess for subtraction I could cast that for madness, but I'm conjecturing. How do you cast it? How are we discarding it? I guess subtraction, but I want to save that. Got to bring back the temper. Unfortunately, actually, I'll put a stop on. We can't get a sorcery back, which stinks, but you got to do what you got to do here. Are we just dead? Great. I'm so tilted. And you're gonna tell me that's a feature, Wizards? Does this look like a feature to you? Fuck your feature. God, I just want to quit streaming on the day. It is so tilting to lose back-to-back blowouts against a bad matchup because Wizards can't get their shit together. Well, no, now I should be able to jump in safely because if they frickin' pair me against someone who's got 2 wins to my 2 losses... I am going to reach out to my former colleagues at Wizards and more politely than I am feeling right now, let them know that that is not a feature. Not a feature. Jay Parker, not a freaking feature, buddy. This will make my mood a little better. I know I didn't need to run that out there, but that's where my head's at. Probably pitch this for treasure so we can mastery it. Although, I want to make the conjecture work as well. But with this thing, we don't have time now. So I'm going to pitch Outburst to mastery it next turn. Yep, just got to do it now before it gets out of hand. And we'll take inspiration so we can pick off the other one. Wizardry and Inspiration do give us an instant and a sorcery for conjecture, so that's nice. And really need to use Inspiration on the Marshal here and try to surprise them with Wizardry later. They're going to get another hit in with the Oblivion. We do have treasure, so if we had a containment, something to contain, we could consider it. This is the time where we do have an option for the breach, but not in this case, so we're going to pitch some extra land. We're turning a corner here, so if Oppo doesn't really pile on right here, I like where we could be headed. Can't block, got Menace. Terry the Manderer. Let's see. If we run out the Wizardry, we have 3 left over. That's not enough to cast anything. So we'll run out the Mander. If we go Conjecture, we get 2 mana left over. And what do we get? We don't have anything for that yet anyway. So yeah, Charmander plus Wizardry for blocks. Yeah, getting the Naturalize effect wouldn't be the worst here. Getting one of the... We have this in the board ourselves for this, but we need to learn again, so it's going to be a while. We need to get Inspiration back. They're going to have several turns with this, is the bottom line. Let's see how they want to attack. If they send in the Null Priest and give it a counter to make it a 4/3, we're going to surprise them with the wizard tokens and make a trade. At least try. They might just go for the air, though. Interesting. Okay, so they are doing that. And then this says Flying Death Touch. Yeah, so we probably just have to give up all our stuff here. Our, you know, we can't kill everything. But what's the most important? I think it might just be to double block the flyer here. In which case we're not really doing it with the Null Priest yet. But then next turn we can Practical Research and buff these. Well, we're never going to win with that life linker, but we have a plan. I mean, we are going to conjecture back removal. So, how does this grow? Does it? So it's not actually getting any bigger. All right. Given that, oh man, this is a tough block though. Exactly. The sparring regimen makes us need to kill it soon, but we do have 3 damage. I guess we use that on this. All right, we got to kill this. That's where I've landed. And with Death Touch, it's gonna. I'm just gonna block Terramander. Maybe we draw a card with this. Young Pyro, if we cast that, we still have 5 left for the Practical Research, but we may need to just conjecture now. Make sure we get that that spell back, and then we can Pyro next turn. Get Wizardry first, then Inspiration next turn, and kill the flyer. At our current levels, we got to do that because this is going to become 3, right? So that's the plan. Yeah, I can play the Pyromancer. I'm thinking, though, we might want to use this treasure to take out the Regimen. That was my thing. Nah. We have a plan for this. If they come out of nowhere and kill us next turn, I'm going to salute that and move on. I'm willing to take 2 more from this. Ooh, brutal. Brutal. Although, hey, look at that. We got bailed out. So let's see. If we practical, we do get to Fiery Temper, but then we only get the 3. If I Pyro, then we need 6. Can't do that either. So really, we're just on Temper, Inspiration, and then still chumping, which is really not great. I think we're gonna lose it here. But we have outs to 5, dealing 5. We have 3 mana, deal 5. So we got to find that. Let's assume we're going to find that and start here. Probably need to ditch like the Wizardry looking for it. We got to do some digging. Yeah, ditch the Temper is the correct play. We're going to cast it anyway. Augur, not bad. I could have played the Pyromancer if I thought it through then. It was my bad. Good eye Ranger, bad eye Ryan. If I played the Pyromancer, we'd have a couple of jerk faces out there, but my bad. Man, again, just making it tough. Like, I have 5. I can deal 5. I can't deal 6. So we do get to copy stuff, but we need to find it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can play the mountain, play the practical research, and then we have eight pulls to a double 5 that could actually kill this thing. So that's our plan. Ooh, Arcane Subtraction is interesting, but we're going to ditch the Wizardry. This could potentially keep us alive if... Oh, we found it. There we go. We found it. We'll ditch the Think Twice. And sear it up. One time gets there. Just need Oppo to brick 100 turns in a row. Or 2 for 1. That's also a thing you could do. JFC. 1. Come on. My life in Magic. So brutal. We get Everwise with Rummaging and Augur double rummage. So, you know, we have some tools. The real problem is this kicked, of course. I mean, the reason they got this back is they're going to kick it and not only have that, but probably the patron. They got many flyers to wreck us with, bottom line. We have... I'm going to play the land. We want to keep playing lands. We definitely want this. And maybe at this point we just want Krenko? If we do Krenko, what's the plan? It means next turn, you know, maybe Krenko doesn't do enough here, and I really just need to Augur. We need to dig, right? So I'll dig. We only have 8 cards left in the library. Easy game. Overload. What can we get back? Soul Seer. Overload Soul Seer. We do have the mana for it all. Inspiration. No, it's got to be Soul Seer. And 2 mana, we can still play like a Celebrant or hold up Subtraction. Probably want to hold up Subtraction. We can even attack with Subtraction held up, see how they want to block, if they want to block. We need to attack to win. This has got Trample, and we have a plan. Let's send it. This is only first time each turn. Yeah. So we don't get the Everwise here, but this is a good exchange for us. And we can get... Do we still have the treasure? What did I use the treasure on? Oh, well. We can't breach anymore, so we're just going to go for... ditching Evolving Wilds. We're going to maybe deck ourselves, but ultimately we got to get the tools to get it done, so we're trying. 5 draws. Double vision. I don't know. Oh, cast out. What are they going to get? One of our biggies. We got neutralize, gutter snipe, choking tethers as the only spells left. So, double vision, what does that do for us? Just, at this point, helps us get to the bottom of our library faster. Pyromancer, similarly, we could go hunting for those cards, but do they even help us? We probably want to get the, like, 6, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Probably want to spend another turn, or, like, a couple turns building up, and then having enough to choking tethers and do 30 in one fell swoop. So on that front, we'll go Krenko. Basically, make some goblins over the next 2 turns. And then, like, on the last turn of the game, hopefully have enough to get there. Yeah, I might as well play out the double vision, but we also have we have creatures we can play out. Yeah, we can do this and not discard, right? No, we can do it and just not discard. It's a May. Oh, no, discard 2. You have to. Never mind, it's not a May. So given that, yeah, we'll go here. Double vision isn't doing much for us, though. Not even with the spell we intend to cast. The choking tethers is just gonna, like, what's the other spell? Neutralize. Yeah, neutralize and choking tethers do not really get improved by double vision. And we can't cast this. So, yeah, just going to pass. Maybe we do a think twice, though. I could swing the 6/6. And I guess we're okay if they double block. I wanted to just do it all at once. People wanted to attack with a token. Maybe that was correct. Drawing a card shortens it by a turn, but it does add a Pyromancer token. Yeah, so now what? Well, now we're just dead to this is the problem, right? And no flyers. Can we kill this Celebrant somehow? Choking Tethers, Gutter Snipe, Neutralize. Yeah, we are now way up against it, so we have nothing else to do than somehow try and get it done next turn. I think we're just dead to the flyer. We don't have any tools for it in the deck. Literally nothing left in the deck unless they decide to carelessly block our Celebrant. But we can tethers on defense, so I guess that's our thing. Find the tethers and do it on their turn. And then, so we still have a chance here. But there's definitely time to think twice. Because we need to find the tethers ASAP now. We can play double vision. It literally does nothing, though. The two spells it can double are Choking Tethers and Neutralize, neither of which matter if they're doubled. Gutter Snipe helps some damage, at least. But we're in an awkward spot. Now it has to be the top card. And we really can't play the Pyromancer. Yeah, I don't see how we win here because we need the card right now. That means playing the Pyromancer, but we're not allowed to... Yeah, there's nothing that gets it done. We're kind of on attack with Celebrant now and Hope. And I just think Oppo's smarter than that. So... Is Swing All the only answer? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Oh, it's so close. Maybe the double vision somehow does get us there, but that's too much mana. Oh well. Yeah. Maybe Swing All was what I had to do here, because this just kind of loses us the game. But I don't know. We're just kind of dead. There you go. My own terms. Yeah, we should have attacked. Maybe they blocked. But the thing is, they didn't need to. We didn't have it. And we weren't going to win that. Well, 2 of my 3 losses were fair. But that second loss to the exact same deck that was a terrible matchup to me is about the maddest I've been at Wizards of the Coast in a long time. Feature my hairy balls. I'm not going to file for reimbursement so WotC can ignore me. I'm going to send a message to Jay Parker, old friend and colleague of mine from pre-Wizards. In fact, Jay Parker, who's kind of at the quasi-helm of Arena right now, is someone I highly recommended for the job. And actually, he's one of those employees I got a little bonus for recruiting. He's an old friend, and I'm going to let him know politely that I feel strongly that they should solve the matchmaking issue because it's a real kick in the nuts. It's, nobody likes losing at Magic that I've met. Nobody likes losing at this game, and it's extra tilty when Arena shoves a terrible matchup in your face twice in a row. So, come on. Yeah, duplicate ICR is something I hear people who care about collections complaining about too, Rob, so I feel you. Oh yeah, best of 3 would even be worse, Pablo. The other thing I really want that I can't believe that they give me default sleeves, but they haven't found it within themselves to give me default lands. How do you have the feature? You have it. It's right there. Just put it on the other thing. It's harder than you think, Ryan. What if we gave you computers? I'll give you computers. All right. Well, obviously a little salty day today, but for once has nothing to do with my opponents. It has a little to do with my opponents. I suppose if I were on Oppo's side of that trouncing, I might feel better about it. I wouldn't be as tilted, but I would still be saying this sucks for Oppo, and Oppo should not have to face this, right? So even when it's working for me, it feels bad and I want it to go away. So anyway, I'm better. I'm fine. I'm going to have a lovely day. Not going to let this drag me down, but Wizards should sort their shit out. Don't you agree? I agree. Bye, YouTube friends.